Good morning. It's 7 something. 2 hard-boiled eggs, half a piece of sausage, which kind of looks like a piece of poo-poo, but I'm sure it's going to be tasty, and then a giant bowl of red leaf lettuce and kale. That's what I'm going to do for breakfast if I get hungry. I got some almond butter and an apple in the bag. That's it for breakfast. Later. Boom! Lunchtime, 1:30, got home a little late. We used unsweetened shredded coconut and almond flour to cook this tilapia in. So it's kind of like the same as the other night. And then we got some sauteed kale with onions. Is there bacon in there? And no bacon, just onions. So we're just getting down on this right now. It's going to be awesome. I know it. You know it. And it's really easy to make. Once again, it's just a pan with some oil in it. Bread these up right before you throw it in. Toss it in, flip it. It's good to go. Alright, catch you guys at dinner. Okay, it's 3:56. I'm about to head to the box, but I got hungry. Didn't have anything ready to go, so I threw in a piece of bacon and the last of my pound of ground beef. This is about 4 ounces or so. And I'm going gangsters with the veggies. I'm just going to be eating some carrots. So this should get me through to about 9. If not, I got another apple and some almond butter. But this is also kind of a preview of tonight because we're going to do another one of those egg and veggie kind of omelet things, but we're going to use some ground beef in there this time. So a little bit of the same, just no egg here now. So anyway, I'll catch you guys in about 5.5 hours. Good evening. It's 9:09. I have cut up 2 pieces of bacon and I've thrown them into the pan, and we're getting those going right now. Next, I'm going to throw in about half of this, which is ground beef sirloin. This is a pound, so I'm going to throw in half of that. Then I'm going to take that out, and in the grease I'm going to saute these onions and then add the kale once the onions are ready. So I'm just going to cook the kale down just a bit till it's got a little bit of texture to it. Then I'm going to throw all this back in, top it with some eggs. We've done this before, but it's going to be just a little bit different because I don't think we used ground beef last time. So this time we're going to throw eggs in, maybe about 5 of them, and make a little kind of omelet-y thing, and we were going to top it with green onion. So that is the plan, and I'll take you with me as I go. Next we'll add in some of this ground beef to this thing and season it up just a bit. Alright, catch you then. Okay, so I've dropped a half a pound in here. I didn't add anything else yet, so I'm going to take some of the soy sauce, and I'll just show you how much I sprinkle on. Just enough to basically coat the ground beef with one little layer, and then I'm going to, when I have my other hand, I'm going to shake this around, keep breaking up the ground beef, and just let it cook in this bacon grease. I also turned the stove down just a bit because it seemed hot, but now that I've added some stuff, I'm going to turn it back up. Right now we're at like a low medium. We'll go back up to medium high. Alright, I will also add a bit of this pepper and cook it until the beef's ready, and then we're going to take this out and cook the onions. See you then. Okay, so we've taken this out. You can kind of see what it looks like. It's delicious. It's browned up. Now I tried to keep as much of the meat grease basically in there. I just kind of want to use that flavoring. Looks like not too much stayed in, so what I'll do is I'll add a little bit of olive oil. This is some Sprouts brand. That might have been too much actually. I just want to mix that in. Make sure nothing sticks. Good, and again, I'm going to take just a small amount of soy sauce. I like to flavor kind of each section just a little. So you see it kind of gets a little boil going. It helps cook into the onion, which I think is tasty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these sit until they start getting small. Once they get small, I'm going to stack a big pile of kale on there and cook them both down. Add that beef back in, cover it with eggs, and top it. I'll catch you then. Okay, so this was full of kale, and in the last minute and a half, it's already started to kind of cook down. I like to just spread it out, shake it around if I can. There's no oil in the pan right now. I'm going to have to add more in just a second, but I kind of wanted to let I want to let it cook down without getting too oily just yet, because I like the flavor better when it's not too greasy. So you can see a lot goes a little. Alright, so here in a second I'm going to put a little bit of oil in there, and I'm going to put the beef back in, cover it with egg, show you what it looks like before I top it. Alright, okay, beef and bacon is added. So what I'm going to do now is I need to grab my eggs. I have 5 eggs that I kind of pre-whisked up. There's nothing in there yet. What I'm going to do, actually, I need to grab this. I've put some oil in. I need to take this flame down real low. It needs to be on super low. I'm going to put this in. All that oil, or all that crackling you hear, is actually the water from the kale inside the plant mixing with that oil. The pan's still going to be pretty hot. We want to cover this. Get as much of that in there. And it's going to start cooling down, which is good. And what we're going to do is we're going to stir this up. I hope you can see, because I am not looking through the camera, because I want to make sure at least I get my dinner right. So, this is 5 eggs. Honestly, with the amount of meat I put in there, probably could have used like 8 or 9. But it'll still work just fine. It looks like it's going to be more, though, like a big kind of hamburger patty thing. Also, this pan may have been a little too hot to start. So, anyway, we'll figure it out as we go. So what I'm going to do there is I've got all that in. You can see there's some egg. I could probably use some more egg over here, but I'm just going to play it. Doesn't matter if it falls apart to me, because I don't care if it's pretty or not. And then the last thing I have that I want to do is some green onion, just for taste. So since I got you guys on here, I'm basically going to sprinkle these in off the board. Really low class, but need to do it. Cool. Topped there. Last thing I like to put on these is roasted sesame seeds. And I am generous. I just really love the flavor that they bring. Alright, so that's that. I have not added any salt or soy sauce other than what you've seen. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this now. It's on low. And we'll probably leave it on there for about... Okay, it's 9:38. I had to finagle this one out. It burned a little bit on the bottom, or just stuck. I didn't mix the olive oil enough. Like I said, probably could have used 3 more eggs and it would have been a little bit more cohesive. However, it kind of reminds me of like a meat lover's omelet kind of thing, where there's just so much meat it's not even really bound together. But this is it. You can see it's one big solid thing. I'm just going to pick at it, kind of like a little pizza, I guess, but it doesn't taste like pizza at all. That's it for tonight. I hope it was easy. Like I said, it was on there for about 8 minutes. It just depends on what your pan is like. Sorry, I'm trying to give you some light. What your pan's like. Does it burn quick, or does it heat up too quick? And you really got to kind of know that thing. Like I said, this is actually a new pan, and I probably should have let it cool a little bit more, then added the olive oil, and then added the eggs. With this recipe, if you add the eggs too quickly, they cook too quick on the bottom. You're really supposed to mix it all together and then cover it and let the steam cook the egg, which kind of keeps everything together. So that's that. You can taste it or flavor it however you like it. So I hope it works, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Later.